Hello and welcome to this tutorial, and in this tutorial we are going to learn something about the switch statement. In the previous tutorial we have already learned about the if statement. So if statement is going to be used in order to check some condition. So let's say you have to create a basic program which gives a comment depending upon the grade scored by a particular student. So let's say we have a variable called grade, and let's say the grade variable is used in order to store the grades of a student. So let's say the grade contained in this is A. So now let's say you want to give a comment depending upon the person's or the student's grade. So you could go ahead and create an if statement, and you have some condition, and then in the condition you could have written like if the student has grade A, then it is going to display the result as excellent. It is going to comment excellent. And you could also go ahead and create an if statement, and you could check if the grade is B, then it is going to tell that you could do better, or it could state any comment as you want. Now the one way of doing this is by typing this if statement for each and every grade, but the more efficient way of doing it is by using the switch statement or the switch and case. So in order to use the switch, you initially go and type switch, and you have these parentheses, and you go ahead and create an opening and a closing bracket, and this switch is going to contain some cases. Now go ahead and into the parameter section of switch, and you just simply give the value of grade, as this is going to switch depending upon the grade. Now let's say we have different cases, like first case, which is like for when the grade is equal to A. So we specify the first case here. So when grade is equal to A, let's say we want to display the comment as excellent. So in order to do that, we simply go ahead and give a colon, and after it we type document dot write, and we display the comment which is excellent. So once we have the case for the grade A, we go down here and we break the case. So simply go ahead and type break. So break is a keyword which is going to end the case right over here. The first case which we have created is for A. Next case which we are going to create is for B. So I simply copy this code right here and I paste it, and we simply replace some things, like A would be replaced by B, and let's say if the student has B grade, then we could write a comment like you can do better. And now let's create a third case, and let's say this is case C, or the case for grade C, and let's say it displays the comment as very poor, you need to improve. Now once we have these three cases in place, we go ahead and we also need to create a default case. So we type default, and the default should also display some value. So let's copy this and let's paste it over here, and let's say this default prints out, let's say this is a default case. So once we have this switch and case in place, we go ahead and save the code and we try to execute it. So when we execute it, we are going to get the value as excellent, and that is because right now we have the code, right now we have the grade A. Now if we replace this A with B, we are going to get the result as you can do better, and that is because for case B we are having the code you can do better. Now if we replace this with C, we are going to get the value as very poor, you need to improve. Now what if we have a value which is not at all present in these three cases? For example, if you have a, let's say D minus, you have a D minus grade, but it is not included in one of the cases over here. So in that case, it is going to display the text which is printed out in the default case. So for the default case, we have that this is a default case. So now if we execute the code, it is going to display the value that this is a default case. So that's what a switch is, and that's how you create different cases in a switch. So for example, if you want to create something which requires multiple if statements, so that would be a very inefficient way. So in order to do it more efficiently, we are going to use the switch condition or the switch statements, and inside the switch we are going to have certain cases, and you could include as many cases as you want, but make sure that you have a default case at the end which is going to get satisfied for a default condition which is not present in these cases. And also make sure that you pass the proper parameter, as in this case we are judging, or in this case we are switching depending upon the variable grade. So whenever the grade changes, accordingly it gets transferred to the particular case. So now if we have a case B over here, this grade gets passed to the switch function, and as the grade is B, it is going to go and check where the case B is present, and it is going to execute the code here. And also you need to include a break at the end of every case. That is because whenever you execute the value inside the case B, the program should terminate right over there. So in order to terminate the program, we use this break statement. So that's how you create a switch statement, and that's how you use cases so that the proper code gets executed depending upon the switch. So that's it for this tutorial, and I'll see you guys in the next tutorial. Thank you.